All right, this first tool I want to show you guys is called Nearpod. This is a great presentation tool. It can be used by teachers, students, and administrators. In your classroom, you could have the students create their own presentations and share them with their peers, or you can also create your own presentation as a teacher and have the kids go through it. It'd be like an online lesson, which is the way I've used it in my classroom. It's like an online module where the kids can go step by step, slide by slide, and they can go at their own pace, which is great for your low kids or high kids. So you don't keep up the high kids, and the slower kids don't get as far behind. So it's a great way to put lessons online because it's great. It's a great organizer and just keeps everything really clean and neat. And as administrator, you can use it for a faculty meeting, putting that information on a Nearpod, and then sharing it with your teachers. And the teachers, whenever they get a chance throughout the day, throughout the week, can look at the information on your Nearpod. Instead of going to the library at 3 o'clock, they can just do it in their own room, their own time. So it's a great presentation tool. It's interactive, and you can do a lot of different things with it. The great thing about it, once you log in and get to the My Library part of the website, you can search for lessons. This is the one here, primary versus secondary sources, is one I found that I showed my kids because we were talking about the difference between primary and secondary sources. And so I shared this one with my students, and I'll just kind of go through it and kind of show you what it's like, what a Nearpod is like, what you can do with it. You can share this pin with an audience so that they can go through it at the same time. But so you have the title page, primary versus secondary sources, gives you the objectives, open-ended question. So again, it's interactive. So you can have the students type in their answers right here in Nearpod. Then they'll go to the next slide when they get done with that, and then they'll read about the definition of primary and secondary sources, and then some examples of both. Compare, share. Again, primary versus secondary sources. With a partner, brainstorm an example of a primary or secondary source. Be ready to share with the class and see if they can guess which type of source it is. So again, just kind of take through step by step. Just a great online lesson presentation. Really easy to use, which is the first advantage. It's easy to use and doesn't take any time to find lessons on here. One that I've created is right here. I haven't titled it. It's over Thomas Jefferson, but it's easy to use. It's interactive. The kids can go at their own pace, or if you're an administrator and sharing information with teachers, they can go at their own pace. So just a way to make like an online classroom presence. The disadvantage is that it does take money for the upgrade. You don't, with a free version, you don't get everything that would make it really awesome to use, but it does cost some money. But if your district has some extra money, have them pay for it. So I'll show you guys kind of how to create a presentation, add slides. You can add content and type in content. You can have web content, like a website or a video. You can add activity, open-ended question, polls, quizzes. You can have them draw it, fill in the blanks. Add content is, again, part of the upgrade that I was talking about that costs money. And then this content, the add content part is, you can add slides, videos, audio. I believe this field trip one is with the upgrade as well. So a few of the features you can't use until you get the upgrade. which cost money, which I haven't done yet, but I've still found it useful to use. Um, tons of great things. It's just a great presentation tool. It's interactive. It's more interactive than PowerPoint or like a Prezi. The kids can go through it slide by slide on their own, which I found great having a one-to-one classroom. There's a lot of high kids and low kids, a lot of kids that are good with technology and a lot of kids that aren't. So I found that having a place to make lessons and put them on there and have the kids go through them step by step has really been beneficial for learning and classroom management as well. So that is Nearpod.
This next tool I want to show you guys is called Padlet. Now, this is a tool that you can use for collaboration or feedback. I think it's really cool for administrator to use that and collaborate on like an idea or a thought or some new initiative to get feedback from your teachers, or just to help brainstorm some ideas about whatever topic it is. So this is the dashboard here. This is like the home page, and I'm just going to kind of show you what you can do with a Padlet and kind of what it looks like. So I'm going to click on this Untitled one that I started. Now, I teach social studies, so I kind of did it on Founding Fathers. You can do any topic that you'd like, really, though. So you have this big white space here, and I guess you could kind of say it's your interactive pad. So you can click on this white space anywhere, double click, and this pops up. You can title it. You can write, give a comment to whatever the topic is. In this case, I did Founding Fathers. So, if my students were doing this, they would put, pictures of Founding Father or something to do with the Founding Fathers, and maybe an interesting fact about them or something. But there's an audio button here, video, and you have just the standard writing, and then this one with the camera getting a picture on here. So I'm going to show you the getting the picture one. So you have to put a link in here. I'm going to link image. I'm just going to set that in there. That, submit it. It's going to ask you if that's what you want. You click OK, and it's load here on the Padlet. Then I'm going to give this the title George. Oops. George Washington. Then first president. And this space right here, you can have all your students on this screen. They can be looking at the screen at the same time and be putting things, pictures and audio, and they can be commenting on these pictures as well. So this is a great collaboration tool for an administrator to use in a faculty meeting or professional development. It's really easy to use, user-friendly, not a lot to it. It's just a big space for, a big dashboard, a big space for your, students, faculty to collaborate, or you could gain feedback. It's just one big online kind of classroom dashboard for you to use. So a lot of advantages. It's easy, promotes collaboration. Disadvantages is that like most of these web tools, there's upgrades that cost money. It's not crazy expensive, but it's still money, and most school districts don't have a lot of that laying around, so that is one disadvantage. But it's really easy to use, not much to it. Again, it's a great tool for collaboration. There's a lot of different activities you can do with it. So that is Padlet. All right, I want to show you guys lastly a mobile app tool that you can use called Kahoot. It's a great, easy to use tool that can be used for teachers or administrators. So this tool, you can create quizzes, discussions, or surveys. As a teacher, I use it to create quizzes for my students as a review for the test. I have several here. I created stuff we've played. The kids love it because it creates a competitive, fun way to review, and the kids really get into it. I was very surprised at how much they loved it, how engaged they were when they played this interactive quiz. So these are my Kahoots that I created. You can also click up here and look at public Kahoots. There are tons of different, any subject of typing in. So type in if you're a science teacher, cells, and it'll come up with tons of different Kahoots. Okay. I'm going to go back to the home page. Let's see here. And I'm going to show you a way you could use it for if you were an administrator. So let's say survey technology integration, and you just type in a question. What is your level of knowledge when it comes to technology integration in the classroom? And then a couple answers. You can keep, you can add answers as well. You can add questions by clicking that, and then save and continue to keep going on. So those are really easy to figure out. If you're not tech savvy, this is still something you can use. So back, that is just one way an administrator can use it. You can also use it as a tool to create discussions. Set up discussions, tech integration, we'll call it. And then again, more questions here. Really easy. So it's just a great tool to use. Feedback, doing surveys, collaboration. It's free. It's easy to use. There aren't any disadvantages that I can think of with this tool. As long as you have internet access, it's an awesome tool. There's tons of public Kahoots that you can find, but just a really easy tool overall to use. Kids are engaged with it. Administrators could find many uses for it as well.